Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. We are here with the final episode of Season 7 of Ben 10 Omniverse. Of course, this is Season 7, Episode 10, of course. We not know the title. Well, actually, I do know the title because it's Part 1 last week, but I don't remember the title off the top of my head, so I do apologize. But this is Part 2, continuation, of course, of Part 1 last week, where Ben 23 was just dropped off on our Prime Earth with our Ben, and then we're transported, what I thought, to the future with Maltrean, of course. I think it's time to pronounce the character's name. Mark Hamill's voicing this new clockwork kind of alien villain, and he is now got the key and everything as we jump to this other timeline, which I thought we jumped to the future, but it's actually an evil Ben that we saw seasons ago. It's his Earth, it's his world, and now Maltrean is now off to restart the Time War. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I did discuss quite a bit in the review portion of last week's episode that I hope that this is not like this episode here wrapping up season 7 and everything and whatever's going to happen. I hope this is not the end of Mark Hamill's character, like Maltrean, like as a character, because we've not really seen him hardly at all. And I liked what we saw in part 1 last week, but I want to see more of that character. So I'm hoping this is not the end of his character, because it feels like a disservice that if this is truly the end of his character in this episode, they better give a lot of cool shit and really cool stuff with him, because we haven't really seen enough of him. And it's Mark Hamill. Like, he knows how to perform as a evil character. We've seen, of course, with Joker, okay? Fire Lord Ozai from After All Last Airbender. So I'm really hoping we get more of his character, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I really felt like last week's episode was pretty damn good, and I just like seeing Ben 23 and the evil Ben's like versions of their aliens that they can turn into, in the different color schemes and the different like redesigns, tweaking them a little bit from what we are used to seeing from our Ben. So it's always cool to see that. So without further ado, let's get into now. Let's see what they do with this episode, guys, and see how they wrap up season 7 of Ben 10 Omniverse. Let's go.
And where am I? Stupid parallel world wasteland dimension.
Sadly, you are not alone.
Get to work!
No. Oh. This, okay.
Why don't you get down here and do it yourself?
He's a kid and he wants to have fun.
But when you need a superhero, he gets the job done.
Ben 10.
Keep digging.
Keep
Warren
digging.
Tennyson commands it. But the key has been found. Well, I, for one, have no intention of putting up with this indignity.
Come on.
It's still not gonna work.
Watch won't work either.
We must escape from this work gang.
And then he can repair them? Of course, he brings the water.
What, dude?
You'd be surprised at what I can do.
Exactly, he can do a lot of bad things. Oh.
You only look like the boss. Back
But you're
to
not the
work.
boss.
Hey, Rook. In my world, we're partners. You're on the wrong side here.
Listen, scum. We're not in your world.
What were you just doing back there? Don't think we're ever gonna have a better chance then?
Now.
No! Then I call shotgun.
Just go.
I wish you thought to sneak away without yelling now.
Yeah, exactly. Fair point.
Yeah, my grandpa taught me a lot of camping stuff. Though he was probably thinking state park, not post-apocalyptic Mr. Smoothie.
Once I, too, had lackeys to fix things.
As soon as I get
Lackeys.
home, I'm gonna fire somebody.
We're not going anywhere yet.
Not
Why
yet.
not?
Grandpa Max taught me to always leave a campsite cleaner than you found it.
Gonna tear apart that to refix the Omnitrixes.
What do you mean they escaped? Maltruitt double-crossed me. We were gonna rule together. We're chums now, are we?
No, sir. We're not chums.
Well, you could be.
Sorry, sir.
Keep them digging.
And with that, I am
But
done.
can we trust
I've repaired
him?
your ridiculous Galvin devices.
And let's hope our Omnitrix...
Omnitrix.
Yeah, sure.
Nah, Omnitrixia.
Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh! I like the design, but... Wait, I'm confused.
Dynamite!
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Liberation at last.
Let him go.
Let him
I
go.
want to see if this works both ways.
Well, not Humongosaur, but...
You're Orbit Man.
Gravitack.
You know, I've been thinking
I like the
about
design,
combo
though. That's cool. I just like the color scheme
transformation
of them.
might get us back to the dimension.
Zero tolerance for alternate dimension.
So they have
warlord
to choose each other's
That's probably
alien.
the kind of lesson your azimuth wanted me to teach you.
So they really have to work together now, because whatever they choose, the other one gets. Water. That's a lot. That's a lot of water.
And while you're at it, any chance of getting me a smoothie?
Good luck.
You ready? Here comes Big Chill.
Like the design. Yeah.
Freeze goes.
That's not Wrath.
I asked for.
Never heard of Wrath.
This crazy eye guy is such a random alien, but poor guy.
Feel the guy?
Sure.
Fine, whatever.
Handyman.
Nice. Handyman.
Will you
The names.
stop it?
Water. Let's go.
I get it.
Water.
Can we try to go home now?
Not yet.
Not quite yet.
You can't use an alien to help them? Okay.
You guys are welcome to run, but that won't change anything. You'll all just wind up in chains again. Come on! Who's with me? Freedom!
Freedom. They just want to go home. Okay, thank you. A little bit of a delay, but
What do we have here? You fool! Can't leave you alone for a minute now, can I? I'll make it up to you.
how? There's a lot of people now. Wow. They're coming. Uh-oh. There we go. This is Wrath.
Wants to tell you, Ben Tennyson.
Tell ya.
Dimension energy form.
Okay, that's badass. That was cool. Dude.
Wrath isn't. Uh-oh.
Careful.
Watch who you're stomping on.
Watch it. Good dodging. Must climb. Well, that was a cool shot. Must work together, guys. Come on.
That tickles.
That tickles. Oh, damn. Holy crap. Move, move. Oh, they escaped, thankfully.
About this big? Don't you have him?
Oh, you mean teeny weeny?
Teeny
To
weeny.
tell you that's a bad name?
Not right, not right.
Oh, he sees you.
Ow! Miserable insect.
Oh, shit. And now they're... Yep.
It's time to end the madness!
Yeah, stop
Couldn't
you.
agree with you more.
What do you think you're doing?
Precisely
Making
what
a
you asked
choice.
of me.
The right choice.
I'm putting an end to this madness. It's time the people were allowed to fend for themselves, and time for you to pay for what you've done to them.
So now what's keeping us here?
Well,
Actually,
nothing.
nothing.
Yep.
Then let's eject.
Why didn't we change?
And what's with the beeping?
Oh, God. Oh, nice.
Anyone can thwart your plan. We need to bypass
Yeah, they're
this
gonna...
circuit here.
Okay, that's smart.
Rewire this coupling here and
Everything is back to normal again.
That was quick.
I can't.
We just
Okay,
combine
let's
our
go.
powers and do it like Maltruant.
Great. Now we're trapped here forever. No adoration, no Mr. Hero.
Wait, is that the Myth Smoothie that, like,
Well,
travels to
okay,
different
Ben
dimensions and shit?
The professor and I have been searching all over every known universe for you. And, for your extra-dimensional counterpart as well.
I'm only worthy of my hero watch when I'm making other people's lives better. There's a lot riding on what we do.
And there you guys have it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure how I feel about this episode. Like, on one hand, I thought it was a decent episode with seeing, of course, our Ben and Ben 23 working together, and then this whole thing where Psychopos, or how you pronounce his name, sorry, that name it always baffles me, the pronunciation of it, and also with Maltrant, or how you pronounce that freaking name too, Mark Hamill's character, like him working on their Omnitrixes, and then, or how Omnitrices, or how you pronounce more than one of an Omnitrix, but to where they had to select, when they select on their watch, the other Ben transforms into that alien and vice versa. So that was interesting. Like, I thought some of those aspects and elements worked. On the other hand, it's just rebelling and fighting back against Mad Ben, as I'm calling him, Mad Ben, from this Earth, and nothing about the fact that Maltrian, or how I pronounce that name, so I thought I was pronouncing it correctly in the intro, but apparently not. But you get my point. You know who I'm talking about. He's gone off to go restart the Time War, or whatever that is. We've heard about it, but we've never actually seen what the hell it is. And that was never really addressed. Like, hardly at all in terms of that character. Only like once or twice was the name dropped in this episode. And then we just end with, oh, the traveling Mr. Smoothie that can travel different dimensions. Rook met up with that weird character. We saw him at the end of the episode. No speaking lines, obviously. But that's how they're able to get back, because they thought, okay, well, let's do what Maltriant did, or how I pronounce the name, where both Bens, one is, Clockwork, the other is Upgrade, and they thought, okay, well, let's combine together and then see if we can transport out of this universe, and it doesn't work. And so here comes the Mr. Smoothie that can travel through universes, comes to save the day. Because I'm wondering, okay, now they're really stuck here, how the hell are they going to pull this off? So certain things I think worked. Other things it didn't feel like a season wrap-up. Like, this episode didn't feel like a season wrap-up at all, because it was just rebelling back against this Mad Ben, this evil Ben of this world, and then having their version of Rook on this Earth finally choose the right side and turn against his, I guess, boss, if you will. Some cool aliens, especially seeing Ben 23's Humongousaur, and then throughout the whole episode, it's a running gag. The aliens he names that are Ben's aliens, the way he names them is just odd, and some of it sometimes is too obvious and too silly, and it's always the bit where Ben has to complain about Ben 23's names. Now, Eye-Guy, they've named that same alien Eye-Guy, which is funny, but every other alien is just some, like, teeny weeny or whatever, that's nanomech. It's like, okay, because when Ben's like, turn me into Wrath, I don't know who that is. It's like, okay, well, he should try to explain it more, because he explained, oh yeah, the tiny guy. He's like, oh, you mean teeny weeny? I think that's the name of it, but it's a funny bit. Also, I thought seeing Mad Ben turn to his what is it called? Way Big. Yeah, I was trying to think of the name. Way Big. That was cool. That was pretty awesome to see that design of that character. Like I said, seeing the different versions and the different color schemes and the slight design changes of the different Bens turning into aliens we recognize. Like I said, Ben 23 Humongousaur, love the color scheme redesign for that version. And then seeing that Way Big with the plates and the orange, I think it's just cool to see a different version of Way Big that we're used to seeing, that we've been seeing for quite a while in this continuity. Now, my guess is, since we did not continue whatever happened where he's gone now, Rob Maltrian, or how you pronounce the name, gotta keep saying that because I don't know if I'm always pronouncing it right or not, goes to restart the Time War. I'm guessing, since we didn't continue that's going to be a focus in Season 8, or is all of Season 8, or I don't know. I'm hoping there's some sort of, so that means we're going to get continuation, I'm guessing, because you can't just do all that, because we've heard about the Time War before. Because I remember there was an ending of an episode, I think it was the episode where Ben 10, after the events of Ben 10 Classic, there's it's eons involved in the episode. It was a crazy episode. We see Gwen and young Gwen working together, and then we had the two versions of Ben working together. Of course, the Ben switched, minds and everything, and bodies and everything. It was just a really crazy episode. At the end of that episode, if I remember correctly, I think it's the right episode, Ben 10,000 shows up about a Time War. We never see this. He mentions about a Time War, and that's it. So now that it's been addressed and said again in last week's episode, it wasn't addressed here, which I was kind of hoping it would, and it doesn't, that we're going to have to see it in Season 8. I would like to think so. And if I'm wrong, that's really ridiculous, but I'm hoping that they continue that, because that sounds like a major thing we've been building up to. And now when he drops it, he name drops it last week, and he vanishes through a portal and turns on everybody and double crosses people. I mean, come on, we got to continue that. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping. But with all that being said, I don't think this felt like a season finale of a show. Now, I know they only have 10 episodes per season, which is strange. But for the most part, every single season of Ben 10 Omniverse has felt like its final episode per season has felt like a wrap-up of a story arc and feels more of like a season finale. This didn't feel like one. It didn't feel like a season finale. It felt like just another episode of Ben 10 that was a part 2 that was set up last week. Part 1 was way better, in my opinion. Part 2 here, it's solid. It's decent. But it definitely doesn't feel like wrapping up a season. It doesn't feel like we really did anything grand besides, oh, we just fixed this one Earth that had an evil Ben that really hardly had any screen time at all seasons ago when Eon and Vilgax recruited a bunch of evil Bens and Bens that were against, Paradox and the good Bens with Gwen and all this stuff. So it just didn't feel like we were really concluding the season. But maybe this is hopefully setting up the Time War shit or something major in the final season of the show, since it is the final season. Now, I don't know if they planned for 8 seasons or how they were blocking out these episodes. So I don't know how the production went for this show. And I really don't want to know that because that could be spoilerish if I knew the ahead of time how they planned out. But I'm wondering if they knew this was going to be the final season and they were leading up to this. And this is why this episode doesn't feel like a conclusion of a season, because we have a lot more stuff we're getting to. Because I don't know what the Time War is, but I'm assuming you can't do it in just one episode, which I was hoping we would kind of cover it here, and we don't. So maybe we're building up to it. Hopefully that's the case. So we have now concluded 7 seasons of Omniverse. We got 1 more to go. And it's crazy to say that because I always knew there's an endpoint to Ben 10 in terms of the original continuity. Before we dive into the reboot stuff, before we dive into any fan stuff or anything else, I know there's comics and all that too. There's an upcoming new comic as well that is another reboot, another new interpretation of Ben and the world of Ben 10. So I always knew there was going to be an endpoint, but it always felt like it was far away. And now we're now getting to, starting next week, the final season of Omniverse. I don't want it to end, but I know it has to, and it's going to. And it's been crazy that I've been covering the show since November of 2021. And now we are within 2026, and we are nearing the end of this continuity. There's still plenty more Ben 10 to cover, if I so choose. And I still am under the thought process that I do want to check out some of Reboot just to see what it is. I know there's a lot of people that don't want me to because they think it's going to tarnish my experience and my love for Ben 10, this franchise. It won't. If Ben 10 Reboot is complete shit, like a lot of you think it is, and I agree, it's not going to change my opinion or viewpoints on Ben 10 as a whole, because it's just another version of the story. Like, I still have these 4 shows. Even if I have issues with some of these shows, which I've, openly spoke about some negative stuff that I have with certain characters, certain story arcs, certain moments, it doesn't change the fact that I still love Ben 10 as a whole, and I'm still going to be here to continue to support Ben 10 content. So that's why I'm checking out the Reboot, because I love this franchise so much. I want to see, okay, what's the Reboot all about? I know it's more kid oriented, but I still want to see what they were going to, what are they doing? What do they do with it? And there, of course, there's other Ben 10 content I can check out as well that is going to just continue to be on the channel. So it's not the end of Ben 10 when Omniverse is done. We still have the comic coming out, which I'll be covering. And there's other stuff, too, that's out there that people want me to check out. But I have to finish Omniverse and complete it to avoid spoilers, potentially in videos that are covering all of Ben 10. So, yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I wish I loved it, this episode, but maybe you guys agree that this really didn't feel like a finale and it really isn't that good of an episode, because it really isn't that great of an episode, but it still delivered on certain things, like I mentioned earlier, that I think work. So it's not a complete waste. Okay, trust me, we've had some bad episodes. We had the Mauve Riddle episode this season, so there's no way we could get to that level. It's possible, but we didn't, thank God. So what did you guys think overall about the season of Omniverse and this episode specifically? And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. And yep, next week we're starting season 8, the final season of Omniverse. Can't wait to believe I'm saying that. Wow, it's crazy. Anyways, time is flying by. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.